Hi! If you're a Haley fan and or a committed Beatstar player, you know what this video is about. If you're only one, or even neither, you don't, but that's okay because I'm here to welcome you to the brief story of a beautiful thing called tour passes. I say brief because I don't want to be a total data package or nerd. So it all started in December 2021 when Beatstar, a pretty new rhythm game run by a company called SpaceApe, now NextBeat, decided to essentially draw their players into spending $15 for 9 songs and 5 pieces of useless merch each month. You can earn song cards though, so it's 30 tiers of prizes which you can then max to 99, and earn small song card rewards along the way if you're committed enough.
Oh my gosh!
Or do it money back style. If you don't want to spend money, you can still earn some song cards and a season song for free. Save your gems and wait for everything to become available in shop boxes, but as a max player,
we ain't talking about this.
To start, we get a very fair balance of 7 normals, 1 hard, and 1 extreme. The extreme was really good though, and we got this legendary banner. Fast forward to the Valentine's Day season, we actually got a good even format of 4 normals, 4 hards, and 1 extreme. And the most sub Beatstar YouTuber started his Tour Pass ranking series. We also got 2 emotes for some reason. Then we have our spring break season with our first ever opposing swipes. They're still pretty rare nowadays. They also offer not 1 but 2 free songs this season, and 4 weeks or approximately 4 weeks became the average season duration instead of either of these, which was of course just the very beginning. In Iconic Mix we got the Trooper, arguably the hardest song in the game at the time. And of course Vertigo Music, the Beatstar Tricks legend, did the impossible with it. But after that we fell into a depression era with Africa to the World, which had no new extreme. At least we got 5 hards though. 2 seasons later we got to this day one of the best ever for most people, which was High Voltage, and it had 5 hards, featuring only 3 normals, and on top of that the extreme was goated, which was much needed after the most repetitive thing in the world. And only 3 hards, which later became expected, unfortunately. Season 8 we are now at $10 and approximately 3 weeks per season, and we also got something called Thrift Shop that everyone absolutely loves.
Bruh.
Consequently, we are back to 1 free song per season. Sorry, F2P. We know a couple legends who were obviously stoked for Season 9, plus it was actually the season I got my first DP during. And after that we got Rockstar, still one of my favorite extremes, and I actually just overall liked Season 10 a lot. But for some reason, the banners got misplaced. And Season 11 brought us one of the most legendary charts in the game within about a year. I mean seriously, look at this crazy comparison. But then the pass got extended, only for us to fall into another depression era. It wasn't that bad, right? And then we got an awkward extreme, but I don't hate it personally. But this season actually brought us our first removed Tour Pass song, and so did the next one actually. Superset brought us an excellent Tour Pass grinding song that I've only played, probably over 1,000 times, but it is difficult to be fair. I thought I should mention this was also the season Beatstar Originals was born, so that's really cool. It was also technically the season I started YouTube during. Also, this might be a little off topic, but what do you guys hear at the beginning of the song? Next we have our second Valentine's Day season. Our first one with Deluxe is included, a major update that dropped almost 2 months ago. And this also included arguably our hardest chart yet for both Standard and Deluxe. We saw our last video from Addison the Thumbs God, and also got our first ever sub 200 note count, along with our first Deluxe normal. And this. 17, however, was one of my all-time favorites, but can you believe this actually used to be difficult, my Sharona Deluxe? Coming in hot is still the highest note count hard, by the way, the Deluxe. Rise and Shine, the extreme should have been labeled as country, and it was a really fun one too, but SpaceApe is against that for extremes, and almost in general it seems. Season 19 brought us a stupidly easy extreme called Machina Vibes, and also an artist headline multiplayer event, which also happened in Season 15 I forgot to mention. But this merch is kinda cringe, ain't it? Season 20 was actually great, it brought us some insane hard charts. Unfortunately, our second Pride season wasn't great apart from a vibey extreme, and a few great songs. Sonic Galaxy was the best ever for the longest time for a lot of people though, and it gave us Hubby the name Deluxe. As usual, there was Ben Madsen, probably the biggest legend of this game, showing us how it's done. Season 23 was also great and unique, probably the most hip-hop and R&B ever in a tour pass. But remember the stage tile bug where you had to physically press at the bottom of the screen? If not, you saw something like this. That was fun. Many of these holds look physically bugged from it to this day, but they're actually not. And of course we got a cool update in turn. Then Island Breeze gave us this though. I mean seriously, it's not fun. And next season we got Heavy Shadows, definitely the most balanced extreme ever. Breaking the Law Deluxe, Ghost in the Mirror Deluxe, and Red Room Deluxe all wanted to be extremes, but they weren't. Right when Beatstar Player 180 stopped doing his, this legend started a new style of tour pass reviews / rankings, which me and Fusion Beats later followed. And the extreme of this season was actually the first ever chart to have Dawn hold swipes, and we got an artist headline Beat Chaser, which has only happened so many times. Groove Lounge actually brought us to our first NCS song, which was a hit, and hey, it's always nice to see artists commenting. In season 28 we got the introduction of Monster Cat, which was huge, 3 new songs, but watch them slowly get paywalled. But we did get 4 deluxe extremes, and then there was this. Sliver Deluxe. Autumn Gold was also great, it gave us a contender for Best Deluxe Normal, along with our second NCS song, which made for a surprisingly challenging standard hard. Season 30 had the same name as Season 1, always been part of Space Ape's creativity. And after a messy rock extreme, we noticed that most seasons have EDM extremes, some swipe fest, some really fun, some easy and or repetitive, and some Archangel. On that note, we actually got a lot of iconic songs and artists between seasons 31 and 33. However, Showtime didn't really deserve its name, as it was the first ever season to have only 2 standard hards, and easy ones at that. And whatever these songs are, featuring a new lowest note count by a thread. But we did get some good iconic songs, but no normals broke 300 notes, which is embarrassing, right? Spring Fresh was a massive rebound with one of the best extremes ever though, but for some reason. In season 36 we got our first and only 900 plus notes standard extreme, as well as a 983 notes deluxe. One of the best seasons ever, I tell ya. Remember when this was a hard, by the way? Literally the season after that, we broke a record that still hasn't been seen again. Our first 1,000 plus notes chart, which wasn't repetitive at all and super fun. And the standard got paywalled, but at least the killer songs didn't, unlike season 28, as it was technically our first artist headline tour pass. And they got the same number of songs as Ed Sheeran. He has an 8th feature that'll be mentioned in a later season, but let's stay in order here. After that, we broke the complete opposite record with the most engaging song ever. Of all things, it was actually the only sub 200 note count I haven't sight read. Plus a duration record, as it was the only season so far to be under 3 weeks long. We got some surprisingly great K-pop additions though, please don't underestimate them. Ending the 30s with our best Pride season so far, we got the least deluxe a deluxe extreme has ever been. I mean seriously, it's just 2 rails and 2 diagonal swipes, but it's also fun. And Rainbow Raid Parade, one of my favorite charts ever, especially for standards. But this season actually solidified the deal for a Monster Cat song each season for a while. And then Electric Summer was actually super great despite an easy extreme. And Flowers, which everyone loves. In season 41 we heard this. We did get Benson Boone though. And we saw the last video from this legend, who managed to DP pretty much everything with both well-known playstyles. Goated hard, by the way. Rhythm Rumble was another great one, but sadly our GOAT's last season review. And Evil Twin Deluxe has probably the fastest stairs in the game. Yes, that's my hands. Be aware of this though. 43 and 44 were once again artist headlined, the return of Craig David after literally forever, plus this for us to rock. And oh yeah, what I was talking about earlier was Castle on the Hill, if you were wondering. And then a free track skin and some Coldplay songs, one iconic, one crappy. And these were also my last 2 season reviews, but at least I'm still improving now. Shockwave actually showed us the best ever after all this time, as it had 5 standard hards, 2 impressive deluxe normals, a difficult extreme, and some recharted insanity, not to mention the song choices themselves. And then Winter Haze brought us an extreme I genuinely can't explain. Like, you need to play it to remotely understand because it's like the most unpredictable song of all time. But Closer is an excellent deluxe normal. Season 47 brought us a very significant and controversial change, but I think most are fine with it, to be honest. I mean, personally, as a top player with a maxed account, it's kinda nice to spend the usual $10 and get all my deluxes for free. We also got another record-breakingly difficult deluxe extreme, but not as crazy as Afterlife, and honestly not that hard personally. Apart from creepy hold ticks, which really seemed to be a thing that season for some reason. And 10 extra tiers was definitely kinda AIDS, so I'm glad they changed that back in season 48, even though I'll get 99 either way. Speaking of season 48, Yes, Justin Bieber got his 6th song in the game, with half of them being from the same album cover. This was also Fusion's last Tour Pass review, at least for now, and Tekkit got a much-needed audio fix. Of course, I have no screenshot proof, but remember these annoying glitches, and until they got fixed, the last, standard song could be unlocked at Tier 7. It was really weird. You hear that? Are you scared? Yeah, well, just when we thought the 40s was the best Tour Pass era, we got this. Yo, teammates! Let's get rid of the 7-song format our players love and make them pay another $10 for remastered standard charts. Oh my god, I love that idea! Not sure why we didn't think of it sooner, but yeah, let's do it. On that note, we should shorten it to 2 weeks and still make our committed buddies grind to tier 99. Alright, but make sure it's 80 tour points per level by level 25. Of course! Can I just say poor days, by the way? Oh yeah, and it had no new deluxes apart from these outside of the Tour Pass, so players were obviously very positive and happy. 2 songs now have a chart for each difficulty, just like The Offspring. While we don't know exactly what will happen in the future, this is not a permanent change. It's essentially because Space Ape recently changed their company name and got more devs, hence Next Beat. But that's only part of it, because the real reason is they want a new playing experience, and basically a practice mode, especially for new players. I think some of us are on board with that, but in my opinion, they're a little overwhelming and should be in Journey rather than Tour Passes because, you know, we're supposed to get completely new songs in them. Then we come to Season 50, finally, which does have one new song, but it literally has a reused song, and of all things, it's the most boring one in the game. No Extreme, haven't seen that in a while. At least we got 7 Hearts though, so is it better than Season 5? Not really. However, Days, our Discord goat, confirmed that 52 will not have encores, so we just gotta be patient. Whether or not you stick with the game is your personal choice, but for a lot of us Beatstars like life itself. You gotta keep going. With depression and gambling aside, I would like to spread my 100% wholesome, personalized speech. I genuinely cannot believe we've made it here. 50 Tour Passes is something I never thought we'd be celebrating, but I'm feeling pretty proud of the game and community. There will always be a downside of mistakes being made, but in Beatstar there's definitely more good than bad. Particularly Tour Passes, I mean obviously that's what this video is about, and it's the main way of bringing us new content. Today is a significant day and a lot of effort went into this video. So I'd really appreciate it if anyone hearing this right now would like and subscribe, check out my other content, join my Discord server if you haven't already, it truly means a lot to me. Massive thank you to Space Ape and Next Beat as well for these adventurous systems and the game. From my heart to yours. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Read the description though, it's pretty important.